Go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another special episode of the Simply Awesome Podcast. This week, we have special guest, Cal Bell, second
Thank you.
time guest. You know what I'm saying? First time on YouTube.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back.
Of course, we have my co-host, Royal.
Yes, sir. The Flash, feeling good, feeling great.
Of course, me, Lean, hashtag Poppy, one and only. How's everybody feeling today, fellas?
I'm good.
I said, feeling good, feeling great. How you feeling, co-host?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling blessed, highly favored, you feel me? Fresh off vacay. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back to the grind. Back to the grind.
Yes, sir.
All right. You want to start off with the Mayweather fight?
Started off. I'm glad I should end it.
I mean, from what I saw, it was a bunch of hugging and whispering sweet nothings in each other's ear. I didn't expect that guy to beat Mayweather at all. Points wise, they said, hits wise, they said he won, but it was no clear winner.
Man, that was a waste of time, money. People risking themselves for COVID. Like that shit was ridiculous. There's no way they should have performed like that. It was disrespectful to the sport of boxing. Like it was unentertaining. We saw niggas hug for 8 straight rounds.
I mean,
that's what we saw.
Did you think that the money team wasn't going to win in some capacity? He won.
No,
he won. I mean,
money-wise.
Well,
that's a win for everybody. I mean, participating, yes. but for the actual sports fan, the actual boxing fan, yeah.
It was Logan Paul, right?
Correct.
Yeah, Jake Paul is fighting another guy next month.
Yeah, Jake Paul was like, my brother won.
First of
and
all,
I'm gonna stick beside him.
First of all, Showtime app need to give people their refund back because the first 2 fights, it was down. People couldn't see the Ocho Cinco fight or the second fight during the app.
I was able to see those.
Let's make that clear.
I mean, I saw Soulja Boy going off on social media, and he was just completely. I mean, I don't even want to say he was wrong. He was like, "Damn, I paid this money, and I didn't even get to see anything."
The exhibition was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Points. If we're going off total hits, Mayweather won that off of just total landed hits and everything. But it doesn't count towards his record, so it don't matter. It was like y'all said, it was a total hug fest, which was terrible for me. But it is what the fuck it is. I didn't expect Logan Paul to be a great boxer or whatever. It was like, oh, he a boxer. Like, he ain't no damn boxer. The man's not no damn boxer.
I thought he was doing MMA.
I think Logan Paul would have knocked Floyd out.
You think so?
Because the weight and height difference.
Yeah, the weight.
No.
If he was an actual boxer, maybe, but
if they were going to fight seriously.
You mean if Floyd was going to do an MMA match with him, right? Because with hands, I don't think Logan was going to do it.
I
not with the hands.
No.
I don't know. I went to an MMA thing before, and it was a guy with like an even shorter differential with the taller guy, and the shorter guy won. So can't count the short guy out.
Well, no,
because
it was a big weight difference.
It was damn near what 50. It was a
like
damn near
50-pound weight difference.
I know it was like a 40-pound weight difference.
And that's how it was when I saw this MMA match. And I mean, granted, they got the kick and do the rest of the whole thing, but Logan wanted this to be an MMA match so bad.
But that man was gassed after the 3rd round. He was done.
Yeah.
He was gone. He didn't have nothing left to attack. Like, he was just trying to hold on and survive for the rest of the match.
Yeah, for that money.
They were aggressively holding each other for 8 rounds.
Like it was an exhibition that didn't need to happen, but they robbed people out there money, man. I know 3 people that were there. They was like, it was some bullshit. A lot of people didn't show up because it was raining in Miami. It was actually raining there.
So
I saw a meme video, and they had them hugging, and it was like, when I move, you move. Just like that.
But they quick with the memes. They was quick with the Ocho Cinco memes too. Talking about, he was winning by points. He was knocked down. Like, that was over with.
But that was actually a competitive fight, though.
I didn't actually see the second fight either. I didn't see either of those fights. I saw the one before Floyd and Floyd fight. That's the only ones I saw.
One guy was actually a professional boxer, and Ocho Cinco is an ex-football player, so he did well.
He did well. He did well. He did well for the clips I saw. He did well for. I saw a little bit of it this morning, so he did well.
Going forward, what do you think about more celebrity boxing matches?
Well, they're going to continue. They already said it's a market for it, so it's going to happen. These exhibitions are cool, but these aren't I don't want to call them boxing matches. These are just
one-offs.
These are just people playing in a ring. It's not like people are actually taking it seriously.
I still want Mike Tyson to reemerge and break someone's neck.
Well, the only match that makes sense for Mike will face Evander Holyfield so he can bite his other ear off.
Yo, it's stupid. Well, Mike still might do something.
Yeah, because when he was doing it with Roy Jones Jr., I felt like Roy was gonna die. He knew he was gonna die. If Mike was actually serious. Mike was toying with him like a cat with a mouse.
Roy tapped out about second rounds, like, yo, we hold this nigga up. Like, get me the fuck out of here.
But we're gonna see some more. We're gonna see some more exhibition matches this year.
Yeah, I know. We got Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. In August.
So they're gonna do a celebrity death match now without the death.
basically that's what it is. Yeah.
They said Logan Paul had a $250,000 first edition holographic Charizard around his neck.
Oh hell no! That's rich. That's a rich shit right there, brother. He did. That's a real rich shit.
Yeah. Damn. I would have snatched that Pokemon card so quick and sold it.
It was good seeing the Migos and Moneybagg Yo perform.
Oh yeah,
this is their little thing coming out.
Yeah.
Again, hopefully they get these things together. It's cool. It wasn't worth the money. I'm saying it wasn't worth the money to watch for people that. Hopefully they get their refund, get a partial refund for people that had it blacked out because it was blacked out for 2 matches for people. They get a refund or credit or something from Showtime or whatever, but it is what it is.
They're not getting anything.
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they have to figure it out.
Probably later, though. Probably later.
They said take it up with the internet.
The internet always wins.
Yeah, the internet does always win.
All right. Into other news, we have the passing of Clarence Williams III.
Yes.
Go ahead.
He was a prolific actor, a legend in the game. He was a true thespian, an actor's actor. If you don't know the man, he was Lick in Mod Squad. He was also in American Gangster. He was in
and my favorite Tales from the
Hood. He was also in let's see, Half Baked. He was Samson and Half Baked. Everybody know him. He was in Reindeer Games. He was in, let's see, The Way of War, The Butler. People don't know The Butler. He was in The Cool World, which was cool. He was, of course, in Purple Rain. He was in Deep Cover and Sugar Hill. Like, dude is a prolific actor. Like,
he was also in my nightmares because he scared the shit out of me when I was younger. Like I thought he was the devil that would take me to hell when I was a kid.
Oh, he was. And the movie he damn sure was. Like, the man is...
He has a great menacing look. And
yes, he does.
Like, he plays, like, all the perfect roles for, like, you know, his persona. And I think that really just engaged, you know, everybody to really keen on who he is. And, you know, we're definitely going to miss him.
Like I said, he's an active actor.
Sure.
If you're a student of the game, study this man because he's a great character actor. He held a strong role while not being a main character in whatever show movie he was in, and he held it so well that you thought he was a main character.
Well, he made it his.
He did make a hit. So, like I said, study this man. He's a legend. He will be missed.
Most definitely, man. He definitely embraced those roles, man. Rest in peace. Most definitely. Want to get into, I guess we can get to NBA news a little bit later. Um, well, here in Maryland, we have the elimination of extra benefits of unemployment.
Yeah,
With, Governor Hogan eliminating the federal extension as far as the extra $300 for unemployed people that will expire. It was set to expire September 3rd, doing it a few months earlier for July 3rd. What you guys thoughts on that?
he spoke on it.
Let me start.
But
Let me start first with this. Governor Hogan is probably some trash because it's not like the money dried up and they don't have it to give. They're just pulling it away after they promised people that they were going to give it to them until September. Now I don't know what everybody else is doing, and I don't know what the job scene is for everybody else. But you basically have to have a 4-year degree to be, you know, a secretary. Anything, something that just requires you really to have some office skill or common sense. So where are these people going to get these jobs from now? Where was the implementation of work preparedness or a work program to give people a trade, a certificate, or anything outside of that? Because that's going to lead people to jump into jobs simply because they're lowering the mandate for COVID. So it's just weird to me that he would even do that in his other states, other countries, but only in America, where they cut complete funding to keep people afloat.
yeah,
Yeah.
we spoke about this a little bit last week. We didn't get too much into it, but we did speak about it.
Hmm.
Apparently, people are trying to do actually reapply for their unemployment this weekend and earlier this week, and the site was down for the state of Maryland. Like people weren't able to get through every certified website. Like it was just said if the information was going through, the website was down, which
Hmm.
I feel terrible for because if you are unemployed, you needed that to actually get you through. You couldn't do. It's no way you could call the help. Like the helpline ain't gonna do anything, or nothing like that. Because what they gonna do? It's a technical problem with the website.
So,
I don't.
so
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I
No,
would
go
say
ahead.
I don't think it's right that the governor is actually cutting the benefit that is needed for people right now because a lot of people can't find a job. Like they either overqualified for the jobs and the people hired or they're underqualified for said jobs that they should qualify for, they can't get hired. So what are you supposed to do as a person that can't get hired? Whether you're overqualified or underqualified, but you should be underqualified for a basic job. But most people are saying that they are. Like they get
Well,
that you're underqualified for this, and it's like it's a basic job you're supposed to be able to do.
well, I would say that speaking from that perspective, I am overqualified for the jobs with experience, but underqualified because I don't have a 4-year degree. So, I mean, I've been to the point where I've been at the last part of the hiring process, and then there's nothing because they then go into education and say, well, you don't have a bachelor's degree in basket weaving, and that's all that they're looking for. They're not looking for anything other than the degree. Actually, most of these jobs you have to go into and learn their systems on your own, unless you literally trained with some place that use the same systems as them. So, I mean, Larry Hogan doing this, it's not unexpected. He is not for the people of Maryland. He's definitely not for Baltimore. And he represents basically the richer counties. He doesn't represent um, people that look like this, and he doesn't care about anything about no one struggling. So it's going to be a lot of evictions. It's going to
But
be a lot of people put out, shut out, all those types of things. Just it's coming.
well, let's keep it a buck, man. Most of the state, he doesn't represent most of the state. He represents the richer counties of the state. Most of the state isn't very affluent. Doesn't have a lot of resources. It doesn't isn't very. It's a couple of counties that hold most of the wealth in the state, but most of the state is living at or above the poverty line. I mean, at or below the poverty line. For real.
Below,
So we being serious.
it's definitely below.
But it's
the
a
poverty line.
it's a lot of people that want to read into the rhetoric of, oh, I can pull myself up by the bootstraps. I want this, I want that. They are any tax bracket to benefit from anything that these that the government has actually put in place. Which is sad, but they'll still vote him in because it's like, oh, I want to aspire to that. You want to aspire to that. That's cool. It's cool to have aspirations and goals, but don't vote with aspirations and goals. Vote with what your actual tax bracket is, what actually affects you.
Well, he needs to be taken out of office because where's the money from the casinos going? What schools is it going to? Not everything is virtual. What programs is it going to? I don't understand that.
Oh yeah.
He's
don't act like casinos
I've
getting
always
money.
said that I don't believe that he was for everyone as the governor of the state should be. Is really ridiculous that he's. Let me take it to a broader spectrum. It's really ridiculous that they think that the United States should actually be open. They never really shut anything down. It's not like other countries where they have like 0 or 1% or 0.5% positive COVID cases right now. Like, it's still very much wide open here. Like, nothing is being taken seriously. Because how would you be able to cancel that as if a lot of these people could go back to these jobs? Oh, you can wear a mask. Oh, you're fully vaccinated. How many people are vaccinated? You're not requiring people to keep them cards on them.
Yeah, and people selling fake cards and all this other stuff, so you don't know who's actually vaccinated or not.
Right. But back to the unemployment thing, I think it's quite ridiculous. And to be honest, I mean, I'm not telling anybody to go do this, but if they destroyed the state building downtown, I wouldn't feel bad because some people are at that point. Some people are at the point where they are desperate. And it's not like they're going to start a job and get paid the same week for working that week. They're going to start a job and be 2 weeks in the hole after they don't have any job in the first place. So they're already struggling and then trying to play catch up with months behind.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 100%.
What are your thoughts on this, Elaine?
100%. I think it's a slap in the face to the people of Maryland who are really, they're really struggling. This is a way for them to make ends meet for them and their people, and especially pretty much just continue a free program. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't cost them anything. You just keep it running until September. I think that's really fucked up.
The money's there. The money's there.
The thing is, people keep saying free. It is a free program. This is a program that your taxes pay for. This is what your taxes was set in place for. This is a government program that was set aside within the fiscal year and the budget to be in place for these benefits to be there for you. It's not like, this stuff you already paid for.
100%. And then you also have the technical issues for people, and I mean, who are you hiring? Who are the IT people that you're hiring? As far as any type of problems that you're having within your system, unemployment system. Look, like who are the people that you're hiring that you're spending millions of dollars supposedly, saying that to handle these issues?
Look, man, it's
a recurring issue at that.
The government is a bureaucracy. We know they move slow. They don't want to update their system. They don't want to actually fix technical difficulties. If they would hire more IT people that are actually proficient in the code, the language of the websites, whatever they need to do, actually get the shit fixed. They hire the minimum people that know the basic skills, and that's it. They can't troubleshoot shit. The more experienced people will either move on to somewhere else or they'll be fired because they don't want to pay them for their skill set. Let's be honest. That's literally what it is.
Right, and to the point of what Kyle was saying, like even people with college degrees and some experience still getting offered these low rate jobs that you can't even for your bills, bills or a roof over your head at. They want people to accept jobs that pay $11, $13, $14 an hour. You talking about people probably who 23, 23 and over, you know what I'm saying, trying to live their lives, you think they really want to work for 13, $14 an hour where they can't even meet their daily needs? Like, that's fucking,
fuck living your
it's
life.
crazy.
A lot of these people have children or
You should
parents
not,
or
yeah.
family that they're
You
taking
got
care of,
children and people that they're
and
responsible for too.
you cannot make it with that. It is a family that lives across the street from us, and it's a house that's split into apartments. There is at least 7 people that lives in that thing, and a lot of them are children. So you tell me how? I mean, people are already moving in a tight spaces just to try to make it. How are you supposed to make it with, not being able to get a decent paying job or get a program that will teach you a trade or a skill to put you in a decent paying job or an okay paying job? Like you're just stuck, like trying to get a job as a laborer, like a
Yeah.
hard laborer,
And that's a
a hard
good
laborer,
point.
or
That's a good
anything
point,
else.
Kyle. That's a good point, Kyle. In the unemployment program, they should have certification programs for free to educate people on certain trades that they don't want to have. So when they apply for certain jobs, they can make an equal amount of money once they start working.
Well, yes, but I've been on unemployment and they literally ask you, are you in school? So if I'm in school, I can't get unemployment. I'm trying to better myself so I could possibly make more money and not even be on this. I'm not saying myself, but I'm saying a person in
Yeah,
general.
in
Yeah,
general, yeah.
And
that's what we say.
why why would school make a difference? Are you trying to figure out who paid for school? Are you trying to figure out how do you have that much energy to worry about whether or not I'm in school? I've worked, I put into the unemployment system. Clearly the job that I had either folded, they were fired, the person was fired wrongly or whatever. Like that system is in place to catch when you fall. And it's not like they're paying you the wages you were making when you worked there.
Right.
So I just think it's really weird that they do that. And the programs that they do have, I feel like it's not broadcasted. Um, they don't have people set up in the community to do those things. I mean, to do anything, to even help people get set up with health insurance or whatever. I worked for Maryland Health Connection, as did you. And most of the state, I'm not even gonna say Baltimore, outside of those rich counties, even in some of those rich counties, most of the state is below the poverty line. Like you're talking about a specific group of elite people that are not. And you could be making 40 grand, and because you have to pay for insurance where you live, you're going to be below the poverty line because you don't have enough money to
Usually.
make it for everything. And that's how they calculate that. So, I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. I think if the money is going to be taken, they need to be hiring more people for unemployment. They need to be pushing more things out so that people can have a program to get into. Um, all types of trades, CNA, GNA. I mean, those are just basic ones that people go and do, but they should have people cybersecurity, A+ certifications, anything like anything that could help you further along. Mason work, electrician work, they are always going to need those people.
HVAC.
Yes, they're always going to need HVAC people. They're always going, excuse me,
And
they're always going to
commercial
need
HVAC is the way to go because they get
all those
paid
things.
way more for doing less work in commercial.
Right. So I mean, like, they just need to implement better things with the money that they're taking away, because I feel like they're doing other things with the money, and it makes no sense. They're not pulling money back from the businesses, major corporations that say they took a loss that are operating out of Maryland, and they laid people off, and you know they don't have jobs anymore, but they're getting paid for employees that they don't even have anymore.
They did, or their tax record, they did take a loss. They might not have actually taken a loss, but fiscally they took a loss. You know,
Okay, where those people were covered by those government benefits, better than the people that were trying to get the unemployment.
They were, but
I mean,
they were.
that's a
They
fact.
were, but that's a different thing.
That-
That's a different different topic right there.
Well, pull the funding for that. If they can pull it from the poor people, then they can pull it from the rich. This is like a reverse fucking Robin Hood. I'm gonna rob the poor, and I'm not gonna say shit to the rich.
Let's talk about the eviction moratorium, fellas. This is going to hurt a whole lot of people, man. The eviction moratorium will end. People are getting illegally evicted right now, even though the moratorium is in place. And once you have an eviction on your record, nobody wants to rent to you. Everyone say, "Oh, you've been evicted." Oh, they don't give a damn what happened. They don't want to rent to you after that.
That is true. And I watched the documentary. It was either on Snapchat or like Facebook, and this lady and her husband, like the pandemic hit, and they were hardworking people, and they lost. They were evicted, and they were facing that problem. Once you have an eviction, and it was no fault of their own. There was no money. There was no unemployment. Unemployment never had reached back to them, and things like that. It's hard to rent. They were looking for private landlords now because an eviction is showing up, and they don't care what the eviction was for. They just see the eviction. They say, I don't. They're not, culpable to stay here, and all these other things. And it's just, I don't know. It's just ridiculous that they're literally throwing people in the streets, even though there's things in place for them not to do that. So what's happening is the landlords are going to court, right?
Yep.
And they're getting these judges that will overrule the
Moratorium.
moratorium, whatever it's called, and they're getting them to still evict them. And some of these judges are just like, I don't care. Well, yeah, I'm sure you don't care. You're in a different tax bracket.
But they're still getting paid. It's not like they're not getting paid
right,
during the
but
side periods.
they're in a different tax bracket, and those people that they're looking down upon, they're for the people who allegedly wants to get their money, and all that other stuff. A lot of these situations are outside of the people who's renting hands, and it's really sad that they have things in place and there's still people that can overrule it and throw you out. And then you're not only throwing me out, but you're making it so I can't go anywhere else either.
Like, what are you supposed to do as a person that where you do everything you can and the situation is still fucked up and you get evicted even though you're not supposed to be, and you like, okay, I got somewhere, I need to go somewhere, I got to scramble and find somewhere, and then everybody like, no, well, you got evicted from this place. What makes me think I'm gonna let? What makes you think I'm gonna let you rent my place when you couldn't even stay where you were at? You're like, that's out of my control. I couldn't do anything about it. And they're like, we don't give a damn. You got evicted. Oh well, that's what the fuck it is.
Right. Or they do things like they'll say, I want the security deposit and I want 1 month's rent already. So if I fall short a month, then you should pull that 1 month's rent that you got. So now you want me to have a double and triple
No,
amount of rent.
They'll say security deposit and first and last months. Now that's what they're
Right,
doing to people.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you want me to come up with damn near $5,000 to move in? How the fuck am I going to do that?
And it's crazy because people are leaving their part, like leaving. Some people are leaving their places because they can't afford the rent. They go somewhere else. They're like, okay, you need to have a security deposit and first and last. It's like, I just usually need just a security deposit, maybe the first, not the first and last and security deposit. Like, where the fuck would come up with all that money?
Mm.
Hey, that's
Well,
like
I suggest that some of these people that are getting these evictions be vigilant on your credit, and definitely find not a text, but a credit advisor, and see if they can help you get that taken off of your credit score, that eviction, because I'm sure that you can list that you have an unlawful eviction placed on you due to the pandemic.
It's crazy because who do you call when you get evicted? And there's a motel, like, who do you call when they're like, hey, if the sheriffs are kicking you out, who the fuck do you call to help me? We get not so kicked out. They're the ones kicking your ass out. Who do you talk to? Because the
All I
sheriffs are usually the ones that kicks you out of your house. They're like, they don't. It's not
right,
about the city police. It's the sheriffs or whatever. Yes, Baltimore City does have
right,
sheriffs.
but the order comes from the judge. So if the person the landlord goes to um the judge and, oh, I need them out, I'm losing money, this, that, and the third, whatever, they can still push them out, put the order through, and have them kicked out. And I feel like that's going to lead to a lot of people doing anything. Like, it's a lot of robberies, it's a lot of killings, and all these other things. It makes people even more desperate because some of these people don't have cars to sleep in, unfortunately. And I mean, the homeless population here in Baltimore is just
It's
before the
crazy, but
pandemic.
yeah.
Before the pandemic, they didn't have proper things set up for people that are in homeless, situations. Like, they were overbooked for beds. There were people sleeping in front of you know, the shelters and the buildings where people would get aid and help. So and this is pre-pandemic, years before. So I mean, there's no hope now.
Yeah,
Everybody doesn't have people that they can lean on either.
yeah, that's true. That's true because a lot of people don't have. They're like, their family's like, you're an adult, figure this shit out. You gotta do what you gotta do. They don't have. They can't
Right.
say fall back on their parents like people. Some people can. That are luckily enough to have that, or other family members like the grandmother or uncle will lean on like, hey, I need a place to stay out there. A lot of people don't have that.
Right.
And
Which is sad, but that's the way society is.
it's sad. It's going to lead to more and more crimes and violence. You know what I'm saying? You got desperate people. Once you get kicked out, they get into a lot of things, whether it's drugs, trafficking, robbery. You know what I'm saying? Murdering people. I mean, it's a lot that goes into just kicking people out on the streets. You know what I'm saying? That
There's a
comes
lot of desperation on the streets right now, for sure. Um,
100%. Especially
it's
with
not like
COVID.
they can just jump and get a false PPP loan and live it up. It's
Nah,
not like they can just
that
go and do
PPP
that.
money gone.
But if people were filling out for PPPs and they, you know, were like the many people who are still on, I mean, I have a cousin that's been waiting for unemployment to call her back since last year. She worked, she put in on multiple jobs. She's waiting for someone to just call her and do the initial interview. Hire people to work for unemployment. It's basically like a customer service job, and they're just going to teach you how to go through the motions with noting and putting people in and tiered um, escalations and things. Hire some of those people for that. Like, they need people to work at unemployment to get the unemployment rates down,
Yeah.
or to get people in place with, you know, the finances or whatnot. Like, it's everything out here just skewed, and nothing is for the people that's at the bottom of the totem pole, and it never will be. You have to fight tooth and nail with a dagger in your back and a gun pointed to your head.
It's very true.
Yeah, man.
Very
The
true.
less fortunate are never the priority. It's always the people who are in higher positions and who have influence and greater wealth.
Hmm.
It's unfortunate the way we live in a society. Uh, right. Any more topics, Royal?
We can get into sports real quick. I want to go into gymnastics that happened like this last couple weekend.
Oh yeah.
The GOAT against GOAT, aka the GOAT, who is Simone Biles. She won another national championship in spectacular fashion. It was nobody else was killing her. Nobody else could do what she was doing. She did like 3 or 4 bows, which is a move, which is like 4 different moves named after her that nobody else can do. And she killed the competition like nobody even close. It was like ridiculous. But that's what I expected from the GOAT.
Didn't she have a goat
Yeah.
and like crystals on her
Yeah,
shoulder pad or something
she had
like
the
that?
GOAT rhinestone. Yeah. She the
Yeah,
GOATest
I
GOAT.
saw
We know
that.
it. GOATest GOAT gymnastics all time. We know it. There was also the match between the doubles match with was it Venus and Coco Golf. They lost the match. It was a great match.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Usually Venus. Well, I guess is Serena retired?
No, I think Serena just taking a break real quick.
She's
I don't think
taking
she
a break.
retired.
Did you all discuss the Naomi Osaka thing before?
Matter of
We
fact,
did, but
not
we haven't gotten
not in
into
depth.
more detail yet. We just talked. We just grazed past it.
All right. Well,
We
let
get
me
to
touch
that.
on that. Let me touch on that briefly. So she stated that she needed to take some mental health days. She didn't want to deal with the press, and all this, that, and the third. They get asked all types of questions. We all know that that comes with being a public figure, being a sports star, things like that. But if she stated she needed a mental health day to avoid the press tour, this, that, and the third, it shouldn't be made to look as though she's being blasphemous. Oh, how dare you? These are the people, these are the fans who want to talk to you. But you get a lot of the people asking her questions that are not asking her questions in a fan's perspective. They're being very biased, they're being very nasty, and they play into asking her things about things that has nothing to do with tennis.
Let's be real. They asking racist ass questions to this young lady and asking shit that got nothing to do with tennis. Like nothing to do with tennis at all. They're like, oh yeah, let's ask some racist shit real quick and see what the fuck our reaction is. Like they do it to everybody, every person of color that's up there, which is sad.
Yeah,
We know they actually fined her 15,000 for not actually doing the press tour.
I think that's absolutely ridiculous because they're gaslighting people and waiting for them to explode.
Because they said all the other athletes fulfill their duty of doing a press tour. Like if I do a press tour, cool, but I can opt out of doing certain stuff because if I don't feel a certain way or I'm like it's going to be detrimental to me, why can't I opt out of doing the press tour? I do all the other shit for the tour. I do everything else. If I just sell one thing, I can't just say, hey, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling right. Let me just sit this shit out.
Right.
They're like, no, 15,000. We might beg you for the other tours too. If you gonna do shit like what? As much as I do this sport, as much as I help people come to and see this shit, I'm the main drawing this shit. You're like, oh, you gotta ask this question, like, for what?
They would never do that to a white person that was in that sport. Sorry, they just wouldn't.
You're right. They were like, oh, they're so strong. They're so great for thinking about mental health. They're leaders in the
Oh,
everything.
they're taking a break right now. They just want to be all together to get their game right. What if she needed mental health to keep her game right? But I guess that doesn't because she's a biracial Asian and black person, then she doesn't need it. I mean, it's not like they don't have Asian hate and black hate going on right now all around the world, but it's not like that's not happening.
I'm happy for her. I'm glad she got out of that situation. The pretty much the best. She's one of the best to do it, and her not participating really is going to hurt the sport. And I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing because she knows her worth, she knows her values, she knows her foundation, she knows what's good for her, and
Absolutely.
saying nobody can take that away from her. And
you should always protect yourself first. You should always
exactly.
protect yourself first. Put yourself first.
Mental health is definitely a problem that we have throughout this country, and I'm saying not everybody's the same. Not everybody can deal with the same pressures that goes on a day to day, especially somebody in a position who's young, successful, wealthy, a smart person, and you know what I'm saying. She's who she is, and you can't expect her to be like everybody else because she's not.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. It's still really just crazy to me that you can't do anything without it being problematic. Why is that problematic?
Because anything a black person does is problematic. Anything a white person does,
It's
they have
glorified.
an issue or they're going through something.
I mean, it's just it's
terrible.
really sad.
All right, let's talk about outside. Open back up real quick.
Okay.
Well, we know it didn't shut down in America like that, but let's talk about it opening fully back up where people are going like, okay,
Oh yeah, they inside.
I don't have to. Like I don't have to wear a mask. Herd immunity is here. They say herd immunity is going to be working. I don't gotta get a shot. I don't gotta get vaccinated. I don't gotta wear no mask. I can just go outside, do whatever the fuck I like, and just do everything I want to do, which is wrong. Which is wrong. because people going to catch second and third wave and be asymptomatic characters of this and get other people sick and make other people die if they don't die from it, and long-lasting effects on their liver or their livers, lungs, and their cognitive abilities and their brainstem. But
Right.
okay, go outside and do what you want to do and kill other people and not go in there like you want to. Go ahead. It won't be me. It damn sure won't be me.
It definitely will be you. I'll make
You a
sure.
fucking lie.
Yes, it will. I'm just teaching you, bro. But Vegas is definitely open. I mean, when I was out in Vegas, you out on the strip, people not wearing masks like that. You go inside the mall, people not wearing masks like that. Restaurants, people not wearing masks like that. Like they might have guidelines that say masks required, but it's pretty much not required. Once you actually get in the place and get settled in,
I mean,
it's not really
everywhere is open. Everywhere is open.
Like I said,
Even here in Maryland, everywhere is open. They don't space you out at restaurants anymore. They open capacities fully. I think that's really crazy. I went to Marshalls the other day, and they were like, "Oh, you don't have to wear the mask." And this white guy, the older white guy, was in there coughing, and I just like looking at him, and I politely stepped the fuck back before I had a problem with him. And I said, "Well, where's your? Do you have your vaccination card? You're not wearing a mask." And he looked like, and then start walking.
everybody's moving like COVID doesn't exist anymore. That's what it seems like. It seems like they're trying to make everything back to normal, when clearly everything's not back to normal. People are still getting COVID. People are still being hospitalized.
America's just fucking ignorant. Sorry to say it like that, but it is what it is. Those other countries who have reopened fully because they had these people sitting home, they had these people working from home, they had the stipends and things in order to get these people straight so that they could reopen and
New
do the
Zealand,
things
Australia,
that they're supposed to do.
South Korea,
It
places like
is
that.
really speaks volumes as to what really matters here, and that's money. And that's having people ignorant and having people just walk around thinking they're in the greatest place in the world and they can do whatever. And I'm tired of wearing a mask. I'm tired of not seeing people smile at me. If a smile's gonna kill me, I don't fucking need to see it.
These COVID wards are still full. People like, oh, they coming in, coming in. No, they're still fucking full. There's not enough ventilators and not enough treatment for people. This is real. This is not fake. It's not like, oh, it's going down, it's going away. No, it's not going away. It will be worse in a couple months when flu season hits. Because you won't know who has COVID, who has the flu, because symptoms are very similar. And you're like, oh, I got the flu. Don't get COVID, baby. You're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't die, you're going to be really fucked up health-wise if you survive that shit.
Yeah,
there are people from the first wave that still can't breathe properly.
They still can't smell.
That still can't smell, still can't taste.
Or taste.
People that have a brain fog, they can't remember shit. People thinking they're like, oh, I have dementia and Alzheimer's. No, you have COVID brain. Well, you can't remember shit. Or people thinking they have CTE. No, it's COVID.
Yeah. Right. And we don't even know the long-term effects from COVID. But I know that like people who caught COVID, like I'm not a CAT scan, maybe it was an X-ray, whatever. You look at the image, and it's mad foggy within their chest, within their lungs. It's mad hazy. It's like scarring, to be honest. And you don't know about the long-lasting effects that it can have on you.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
It's sad because if you do survive this and you do catch symptoms, you like, okay, you might like, okay, I have early onset dementia. It's like, no, you have COVID brain, but they're saying the symptoms are like that for people. Like they're like Alzheimer's or dementia patients now because of what is done to their brain.
Outside is open for everything, for anything. And shit, you can tell that outside is open. Look what the fuck happened in Chicago over the weekend. It was pure like anarchy. It was like everything and everybody, they were popping pussy on the police cars and
oh yeah, I see that bullshit.
People getting shot left and right. Somebody had posted something like the alerts they got from the Citizen app, and it was like a group of 20 teens fighting in the streets, a female shot, a bunch of shootings, a bunch of like violence everywhere. Like you open this up to desperate people, and you're gonna get tragedy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're
So
gonna get
that's why you gotta
tragedy.
stay home, man. You gotta stay home, get away from the cicadas, even though cicadas fucking retarded and they kill themselves on windshield.
Oh yeah, cicadas is crazy. Cicadas is crazy. Yeah.
Cicadas out.
They don't bother me. They
Look,
can't bite. They can't scratch. They can't do anything but fly into you like it's like a fly, but without the noise and bigger.
Jeepy creepers.
Speaking of the COVID situation, we have a new super COVID now, which is
Another one?
which is the
I thought we had like 5.
We do. We have another one. We have another one. That's the Indian strain and the UK strain mixed together.
Oh man. Oh, that's some Molly type shit.
That's super.
Wow.
That's super COVID right there. That's mega COVID. That's mega COVID right there.
You got biracial COVID. Oh man.
Right. That sounds like that they're in the lab mixing these motherfuckers together. Because where are these people coming together to have these strains mixed?
I don't know, but it's mega COVID out this bitch. It's here. It's here. UK and Indian version just collided together, made a new one.
Well, they can keep that over there. They can keep that over there.
Oh, you good? You got it?
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like I got it from listening to it. A quick cough. He shall not be named. That's what we're gonna call it.
Man, we got anything else, bro?
Yeah, the FDA just approved a new Alzheimer's drug that we don't know if it works or not, but apparently it does. It's supposed to stop slow the deterioration of your brain function.
What are the effects? What are the side effects?
Let's see.
Grows extra brain.
Let me see.
Or actually grows a brain.
That too. That too.
Let's see. Where's it at? Where the hell is it at? Let's see. Oh no, hold on, no.
Hey, Royal.
I can't see the side effects right now, but they're all side effects.
Royal. But where the fuck is your do-rag at? What's going on, man? You ain't sponsored no more?
I know. It's a change, but the do-rags are getting service right now. They get service.
But you're a whole different person.
They'll be back in rotation next week.
Back in rotation? You said that last week.
Back in rotation next week.
Man.
No. Last week I was taking a break. Now they're getting service right now, so they will be back later.
All right. I got you.
I can't find the side effects, but there are some. But you have to look this up yourself to see. I can't find the article right now, but there are some. Yes.
Honorable mention: HBO Max now has every Harry Potter movie on there. So there you go.
I saw the new trailer. The ones come out next year. Can't wait.
A trailer for what?
For the new Harry Potter movie.
What Harry Potter movie?
We talking about Fantastic Beasts?
I think that's what it's called.
Did you see this in a dream?
No, I saw this on YouTube.
That shit is probably fan made.
Let's see.
It's not fan made. I saw an old.
So Warner Brothers.
Old Daniel.
Warner Brother released this.
I believe so.
Let me see.
I think he made this up in his mind.
I'm looking. Let's see.
I did not make that up in my mind. And I can't wait till when Venom comes out.
Okay, there is a new Fantastic Beasts movie and will release July 15th, 2022. I don't see any trailer for it, but it will.
He didn't see a trailer for it.
I did see the trailer. Not crazy. It was not.
Well, maybe you saw it. Maybe you saw it in your head.
I did not. I'll send you the link once I find it.
Once you find it, it sounds like if you saw it, you would have saved it. So it's a lie.
I saved it in my memory. I'm just gonna share it to you in real life.
Now, how do you get a trailer for? How do you get a trailer for a Fantastic Beasts movie that comes out next July? But we haven't gotten a Spider-Man trailer, and that comes out in December.
We did get a Spider-Man trailer.
When?
No, we got a name release. We didn't get a trailer for it.
Where did you see it?
A trailer. What are you talking about?
When did you see his trailer? When
he started from Neverland.
All right. After this is over, I'm gonna go on YouTube and show y'all everything I've done so.
I saw the name release. I've never seen the actual trailer for the movie.
Yeah, they got it. It's out.
I ain't seen it, but whatever.
I'll share it to you guys.
All
He's a
right.
liar.
So, we spoke on Mobile City Schools last week about how everybody
I'm on the podcast.
even if you fail, you pass. Well, today they said that Mobile City schools that are in session that don't have AC are being dismissed. And why are you going to in-school sessions for school is about to end and going to a school without AC? I don't understand this shit.
Yeah, I don't
understand it.
That's Ron's.
Those parents should be ashamed of themselves.
I don't understand that.
Parents should be ashamed of themselves.
That's a wild shit, man. What do y'all think about this?
About what?
Sending your children to school right now, and then the school not having AC, they get let out in the city.
I think that creates a problem for the children because now they have to go home, and they could have stayed home from the first place.
You're like, why are you sending your child to in school anything right now anyway?
It's hot as fuck. The cicadas out. Ain't gotta pick them up.
Some of these kids are going back to in-school learning because they are not doing well with at-home virtual. That's one of the things that they have going on. They're failing at home, so they need to go and have the inside schooling like they were used to. But if you go back to school and you're failing again, then
it don't matter because they're passing everybody. It don't matter if you failed or you pass. Everybody get passed on to the next grade. So if you fail the class or you fail the whole school again, you get passed to the next grade. So
everybody's passing.
You're a senior, you're a sophomore, become a junior. Every grade now you go upper grade. So I don't give a damn if you fail kindergarten. It goes to the first goddamn grade. It said everybody that failed is passing.
Everybody's no child is left behind. None.
So it don't matter if you was in school, out of school, at home, at the library, at the casino. If you failed your class, you was going to pass.
So pretty much the kids are going back in school to be babysat.
Yes.
That's what these parents doing.
Yes.
They're dropping their kids off.
They're going back to become more of an idiot.
Well.
Listen. If I was in school and they gave me the virtual, I would have a super A+ because I would take advantage of, possibly learning the stuff before the teacher even got to it, because I'm sure they can show them what the syllabus and what they're going to be going through beforehand. I would take major advantage of this. Major. I know the smart kids are. They're taking really good advantage of it. If you need a social life at school, all I know is for me, I fuck them people at school. I would have said fuck them, and I would have been online, and it wouldn't make me a difference since I got friends outside of school.
Well, they got what they call the little breakout rooms in the Zoom meetings where you go and take a little break with your friends and whatever talk. You never on there, and then come back.
I don't need to do a Zoom meeting with my friends on a break. I don't want to talk.
That's like go to the breakout room and talk to your friends and do whatever you want to do.
Well, guess what? We can have a group message or a group FaceTime. I don't need to be in Zoom with these motherfuckers.
Well, that's what they're doing for these kids now, man. You tell them to go to the breakout room during the break.
Good luck to those kids. Good luck. Sorry to them kids. Man. Sorry to them parents.
Again, sorry to the people that didn't take the SAT or ACT because they couldn't take that shit.
So how are they getting accepted in the college or they're not?
They are getting accepted. I don't know how the fuck it works, but they're doing it.
Maybe they're getting accepted off of their grades.
If you fail, how the fuck? If you get accepted, you fail, and what grade are they looking at?
So extracurriculars don't mean anything anymore outside of sports.
Why would they? If you can't do shit, what the extracurricular what's it gonna be? Like, I was in the house all year. While we were in the house, pandemic, I couldn't go nowhere. Well, what you want?
Right now they have digital.
They have to do service learning hours. That's the question.
No,
how you gonna do that? What you gonna say? What you gonna say? I went to a nursing home virtually, and I visited some grandmas on Zoom call. What? It's like,
all of that shit is out the window. There is no service learning hours. There are no hours that you need to complete before you graduate.
That
All of that
volunteer
stuff is
work,
done.
all that volunteer work. Like, oh, I volunteered. I volunteered with the Zoom
Yeah.
call to at the singing system home right there.
No, I don't.
That service learning shit was a fucking rip off. Like, fuck, like, who the fuck's going to spend 30 hours doing some shit for free? Fuck out of here. Especially in Baltimore City.
Oh,
I
well.
got my shit wrote off.
Well, actually, I didn't get my shit rolled off. They made us volunteer for the BCPSS thing, and they had like a whole setup where they was doing like this like educational conference with like the people and some people from Senate and all this other shit. We had to set up for them. So that's how I got mine. But I only did it for one day and got every single fucking hour that they asked for. So I mean, look, I'll sacrifice some after school time and get this done. And guess what? I don't have to do anything else.
Yeah. Hey, they can do what it do, man.
I guess
Or-
work studies out the window for these kids virtually too.
Hey, that's
You
what
can
happened.
just. Why would I give you work study when you can be online all day for school? Or you can just not go to school and go to work and still pass.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh wow.
Still pass.
Still pass.
Man, I got something to share with y'all real quick. These people are sick out here. This lady just got arrested for posing as her 13-year-old daughter in middle school and taking her classes and shit for a day. I got she
Pause before you say that. She's not sick. She said specifically that she posed as her 13-year-old daughter to show that their security measures for having her kid at the physical school were trash. She went the whole day as the little girl. She had lunch with the kids. The kids didn't even know, and she's only 30. Why the fuck would I be arrested for that? And I'm showing y'all that my child is not being protected.
Why are you sending your child to physical school anyway? Fuck that shit.
Well, this is a different place. This is not, I don't know what state she's in.
She was in Texas. She was in Texas.
I didn't read the whole thing. It doesn't, to me, that doesn't matter. Because the first thing with all the school shootings, with all the school shootings that we had pre-COVID and like with the schools that were still going during COVID, I mean, the people that were homeschooling their kids are literally laughing at these fucking people. Because if I can dress up, if I'm double my child age plus 3 years and I can pose as her or a teen or anybody else and go through the whole school day getting lunch and talking to teachers and sitting in class and this, that, and the thing. Okay, this shows you that those teachers are probably just glorified babysitters as they were, but they definitely are these days. Why would she get arrested? It's not like she
because she was trespassing at the school.
Oh, okay, she was trespassing at the school, but that shows you just how. Man, that shows you just how much.
All right,
open room people have to go into these schools. Like they can just pose as a child simply because they have kids that are in school with full beards, look as that they are over 18, girls and boys, and you can't even tell. You can't even tell these days what their age are, even though they could be 13 or 14 or whatever. So I mean, like, look. I mean, I don't find that what she did was wrong. I felt like what she did should have been an eye opener for the school because who's checking this? How do you not know? And she didn't even have on a mask. So then they definitely should have saw in her face that was not the daughter.
I feel unsafe when I go to a place where the security guard is 5'5", 145 pounds, and 67 years old. So you talk about. So you talk about lack of security, man. It's just ridiculous.
All right, so I just finished reading the article about this. The lady said she passed the whole day as I doing she said the only asked for was if she had her ID and if she signed that again, they allowed through. And she said she went the whole day except for the last teacher. The last teacher said, Julie, can you stay behind? And she was like, sure. And the lady looked at her in the class like, you ain't Julie. She's like, yeah, you're right. I'm not Julie. I'm my mother. I'm like, how the fuck every other teacher don't look at a girl and say, hey, you don't belong in this class. You shouldn't be here. But the last teacher say, hey, can you stay behind? And then at that, she look like, hey, you ain't Julie. Like, I'm looking at her. You ain't her.
This is exactly why I
That's
said
ridiculous.
this is exactly why I said why should the mother be locked up? Because one teacher at the end of the fucking day noticed. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. Security didn't notice.
And all this is on
Security
my
didn't.
YouTube channel.
This is sad. I mean, I think the judge should definitely dismiss that, and my child wouldn't be going to the next sacrifice school. So no. If I could get in there as an adult, which means she could have got in there as an adult, posing as a child, and with anything, drugs, money, weapons, anything. If she was a psychotic mother and went in there and stabbed up or shot up or did anything to anybody else's kids, then nobody checked her.
The lady's name is Casey Garcia. She's being charged with criminal trespass, tampering with government records. How the fuck you tamper with government records? By signing paper saying, "Oh, I'm Julie." Like, the fuck?
Well, technically, she is Julie. Julie came from her body. She is Julie, and Julie is her. Julie came from her body. She is Julie.
This is some wild
Julie's
stuff.
Body. Don't mind with Jennifer's body.
No, not with no 13-year-olds. That's nasty.
Shit.
She's 30. So.
Well, you want the mama. That's not Julie.
So apparently in Indiana, a lady died from riding the Holiday World roller coaster.
Riding a roller coaster?
Yes, riding a roller coaster. She died Friday night.
She died from what?
It says she was found unconscious on the roller coaster, and just said she was taken to the hospital and died like hours later.
From what?
She passed out, so I guess she is lack of oxygen or whatever. It don't say they do the autopsy now. They say
maybe she had a heart attack or something.
Maybe, but she died. I guess she was killed by being on the roller coaster or whatever. She had died on the actual roller coaster. She died hours later in the hospital, but she was unconscious and not breathing on the damn roller coaster when they found her.
Yeah.
Yeah, know your limits. Know how your body's functioning before.
The one was 40. She was 47. They completed the autopsy and they're waiting. They were holding the evidence before they actually give it to her family. So we don't know actually how she died. We just know she was found unconscious on the roller coaster and died a couple hours later at the hospital.
She was young.
Okay, fellas, I'm about to dip. I will see you the next time.
All right, thank you, Kyle, for being on the Simply Awesome podcast, man, for the second time.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your contributions, man.
Yeah, I've been bluffed the other time, so we're gonna take it and leave it just like that.
All right, man.
Deuces.
All right,
let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up, man. I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in with us. Of course, with the past 2-3 weeks, you know what I'm saying? We're getting into the second half. Well, about to get into the second half of this year. Definitely not as dark as it was last year.
Still troubling. We still
got problems. No doubt about it.
Still the pandemic. Don't get screwed. We still the pandemic.
But we're definitely in at least a better headspace. At least we have more clarity of how to navigate through things now than we did last year. So again, we just want to plug for you guys to stay safe, stay positive, stay good headspace. You know what I'm saying? Wear your mask, hand sanitizer, all that good stuff as well. We're still in pandemic. Also, you need to vent to people, talk to all your loved ones as much as possible. And
also, wash your ass every day. I'm tired of keep saying this. Every day on Twitter, the story. I don't wash my legs. I don't wash my hands. I don't wash my private parts. Wash your whole fucking body, man. I'm tired of seeing this shit.
Bacteria can get everywhere. So, yes. Maintain your body.
Yeah, please.
Great hygiene, oral hygiene, all that good stuff as well, man. And again, we want to thank each and every one of you guys. Shout out to our Anchor fam, Spotify, YouTube, as well as Apple as well.
Also,
And
shout out to the ISS space station. Y'all listen to us. Yes, sir. We out in space. Yes, sir.
yes, sir, man. Most definitely. And we're gonna give you guys more content. We're gonna have another guest next week as well, man. So stay in tune. Shout out to all our first time listeners, last time listeners, man. Stay safe, stay blessed. And deuces.
Deuces.